Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I just had a aggravating day at the job, man. So it's Friday. Usually I'm pretty high spirited on a Friday, man. But I'm a little aggy today, man. But nonetheless, peep gang, let's get into this shit, man. And I think at this point in time, with Canelo, with that putrid pay-per-view number, with the putrid pay-per-view numbers, you can't afford to go and fight Bivol again, bro. At this point in time, do I think Bivol can do good? Yeah, because I think a lot of your detractors are going to look to buy that fight just to see you lose again, because I don't see you beating Bivol. But I think you need to listen to your fans on this one, man. You need to listen to your fans, get out of your stubborn ways. I know you want to do what it is you want to do. It is your career, but you got to also remember it's the consumer's money that's going into your pocket. It's the consumer that's paying for the pay-per-views. It's the consumers that's paying for the live gate. You have to listen to your fans. You have to take a step back and be like, all right, man, you know, come up out of your stubbornness and say, yo, I'm gonna fight who it is that they want me to fight. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just people couldn't wait for this as well. I mean, I'm arguing with people right now that's saying they're overjoyed about this fight being a flop. They're extremely overjoyed, which, you know, there's no debating that it was a flop. Okay, cool, he did 60K at the live game, most definitely, but they definitely could have gave us this on the regular DAZN app. And I think these numbers is showing that, yeah, we should have given them a DAZN app or just giving them this shit for the, you know, for free for whoever has the app. But it's a lot of people who couldn't wait to sit up here and, you know, take their little personal pot shots and digs at Canelo for this fight. I just got tagged in a stat today. Yo, 200K, that shit is terrible. That's a flop. And yada. I'm like, all right, cool. Now, are y'all willing to admit that the majority of Spence and Tank's fights have been flops as well? Since we drawing straws, I have no issue with saying that this shit was a flop. I have no issue with saying that. I've listened to a lot of people say he can do probably 400K. They were lying. Or not lying, but they were wrong. They were wrong. Every fighter who gets to a certain pinnacle eventually starts to level out and decline in their numbers, especially when it's like, all right, cool, you know, you've been on top of it, you know, for X amount of years. You know, there's certain fights that we want to see you in. And I think with the fight that they want to see him in is the fight with Benavidez. They want to see him in there with Benavidez. He has to honor that. It's at this point, it's no getting around it. There's no way you can definitively say you don't need to fight Benavidez. There's no way you can sit here and say, yo, Bivol fight is that. Which Bivol's a more difficult fight for Canelo than Benavidez is, easily, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Oh, god damn it! I hate being Bivol's a far more difficult fight than David Benavidez is. It's like it's not even night and day, the difference in difficulty between those two fighters. But the thing is, that's not what the fans want. They don't want that fight. They want you versus Benavidez, and I think that's a fight that you should give them. Personally, I want you and David Benavidez. I was understanding about the Bivol fight, and I'm still understanding about it. It's you want your lick back for one, and for two, it's a far more difficult fight. You get far more you get far more kudos for beating a Bivol than you would a David Benavidez. You honestly would, but y'all have to eventually start to understand, I do have to listen to my fans. Floyd's number dipped as well. I don't think they ever dipped this low outside of what he's doing now. You know, Berto's number was pretty. It wasn't that good of a pay-per-view. After the Maypac fight, nah. Conor McGregor, yeah, because he had another fighter in Conor McGregor. Like they had, you know, it was a cross matchup. But then after that, they've been putrid. But they've been exhibition bouts. Every fighter is going to hit a decline. Every fighter is going to hit a decline. Canelo was still in a position where there are still fighters out there for him to fight. He doesn't want to be done with the sport. He doesn't feel his body has abandoned him or nothing like that. He feels he can continue. So if you can continue to compete, you have to listen to what it is your fan base is telling you. And at this point, we are telling you We want the Benavidez fight. You need to go and clean up all that trash at 168 pounds. At least you can do is give us Benavidez and give us Andre, since Andre at least has his feet wet in the division. I wouldn't mind a Chris Mobilio or Carlos Gongora or nothing like that, but they're not necessarily known to the to the masses like that. They're not. To bounce back from this, with everything that people are saying, I hope this motivates you as well. I hope you really. I think he's going to use this as motivation. He's going to use this as motivation. He's going to everybody's he's lost a step and his numbers are low and yada. They're going to parrot all of these talking points and they're going to run with them. And all the people in the spaces and all the people on Twitter and all the people on IG and TikTok and Instagram, I said IG already, but Facebook or whatever, all of those talking points are going to fall into the lap of a Canelo Alvarez. And I hope he hears it. I hope he hears it and heeds to it and goes to rectify that. So we need those fights. And I think he's gonna do what he gotta do to make that shit right. Yo, fuck. Like sawdust got my throat or something. God damn. Fuck. My fault, y'all. Damn, but yeah, that's what that is, man. That's what that is. That's what that is. If you want to continue to be in the face of the sport. Now, granted, I don't think Gervonta is going to do what he did. He's not going to be able to match what he did with Ryan with any other fighter outside of maybe a Shakur Stevenson or a Lomachenko or whatever. He's not going to be able to match that. But the fact that he was able to do those type of numbers, because Lomachenko and Devin Haney ain't going to be able to do that. They not hitting no million. I highly doubt they do 500K. I highly doubt that. They're not going to hit those numbers. But Tank with the right dance partner, after his last showing and the amount of people who bought that fight, he's going to start picking up momentum. He's definitely going to start picking up traction. So if that's the dude you want to stay out in front of, for the sake of competition, you just said what it is that you said on Twitter or whatever, man. It's levels it is. Like, I'm still the face, which I definitely agree. You are still the face of the sport. It's just, people didn't really have an interest in that fight right there. Your name alone, even after a while, your name alone isn't going to be enough for you to, to sell a pay-per-view. It's not going to be enough. So now you have to feed into the fans' vanity. And that vanity is David Benavidez, man. So at this point, you can't afford to go and fight Bivol again, man. Just leave Bivol alone. Leave Bivol. You're going to start losing traction. You're going to start losing traction. People are going to start to turn on you. If this fight isn't indicative of that, you think it's fans of yours that didn't say, I'm not buying this fight. I was excited for the fight just to see you out there again. And I'm going to watch it this weekend. But you think it's cats out there that's like, man, I love Canelo, but I'm not buying this fight. This is definitely a fight you should have just gave to us. So to rectify that, you need to do what you got to do to get David Benavidez in the ring. And if you can't get him in the ring, if Samson and them won't allow him to go over there and cross that side of the street, you just simply need to let it be known that, yo, I tried. There's only so much I can do. I can't sign the contract for him. He has to sign the contract. He has to do that. That's up to him. You know what I'm saying? But you can't afford to have another. You can't afford. This is Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas numbers. That's terrible. That is terrible. I think Floyd and Berto did like 400K. That's far beneath who he is, bro. You fresh off a fight with Golovkin where you did over $1 million. You plummeted from $1 million to goddamn. You plummeted from $1 million to 200K. Give us the Benavidez fight. Do not think about going anywhere near no Edgar Berlanga. Don't even think about Charlo. Don't even think about Charlo. You give us Benavidez. Benavidez needs to be priority at this point in time. And y'all need to do what y'all need to do, what y'all got to do to get him over there with y'all, because it'll get dark for you quick if you give us, I'll even buy the B-ball fight. Because to me, that's a sign of greatness. But if you go and you fight anybody else, I don't even really want to see you in there with Andre before I see you in there with Benavidez. I don't even, because I just think Benavidez is a lot more deserving of that shot. So that's a fight right there that you need to have. And that's a fight that the fans are calling for. Now, Benavidez doesn't have he doesn't have no wild, drastic fan base or anything like that, man. But, and I don't even, the masses don't know him like that, but it's enough people on a grassroots level who, once that fight, is going to generate traction. It's going to generate traction. Benavidez is going to be on the sports networks and everything. There's going to be a lot of interviews done and all that shit, man. That fight is going to build or gain a lot of momentum. So that's the fight that you need to be running towards, man. I don't want to see you and I want to see you and Andre, but you and Andre, I think, won't be, it's not going to be as big as you and Benavidez. So that's the fight that we need to see right there, man. And that's pretty much how I'm feeling about it, my nigga. Is you going that's pretty much how I'm feeling about it, man. I don't think you done yet. You dig what I'm saying? I don't think you done. I think you still got years, you know, some really good years left in the sport. I think you got some good years left. I don't, you know, even if you have regressed slightly, your regression is still peaking people who are at their peak. So you got good years left. You got good years left. So don't waste no years, man. Don't waste the consumer's time with the fights that you want. Put your pride to the side. Is your pride worth your fan base? Because your fan base will, I'm telling you, they will abandon you. They will abandon you. They definitely will. There's not going to be another pay-per-view fighter to match you in the now. Ain't no other pay-per-view fighters out there right now, bro. Like, you know, y'all can throw Tank around all y'all. Well, Tank is going to have to show me at least in his next pay-per-view fight, he can do 500K, $500,000. That right there is like, all right, yo, he's gaining momentum. But I don't see that happening. But yeah, listen to your fans on this one, homie, and put your pride to the side. Doses.